In today's video, we are making this super simple but very functional phone holder. So grab your tools and let's start this wood story. We're making a phone holder and all you're gonna need is some scrap wood. The most important thing about the scrap pieces is that it is completely flat and that it is no more than ½ of an inch thick. It needs to actually be exactly ½ of an inch thick. So I'm going to bring my wood over to the planer in order to get it to the right thickness. Then we're going to make sure that all of our pieces are nice and square and make them into the right dimensions. And then finally, we're going to put them over on the bandsaw just to do the last little bit. And before you know it, this project will be ready to hand off.
And if you're the type of person who prefers to have the plans in your hands while we're building this, then go ahead down in the description where I provided the link to the digital plans. To make the phone holder, you will need to cut 2 pieces of wood. Any type of wood will work for this project. And these 2 pieces need to be nice and straight and measure 10 by 22 centimeters and 10 by 15 centimeters. And for those of you who prefer the measurements in inches, they will be listed on the screen for you. With the 2 rectangles cut to size, I recommend using a roundover bit to give the wood a nice profile. Just be careful not to set the bit too low or you'll risk it taking off too much when you flip it over to the other side.
With the pieces all cut to size and with the edges already routed, it's time to make our mark with our template. And these you can just print out. I've listed the plans down in the description so you can go and grab these and just print them from your printer and then just cut them out with a scissor. And then all you're gonna have to do is just line them up so that they fit perfectly. Make sure they're nice and straight and make your mark. You just need that one mark because we've already cut everything else to size. And that will ensure that everything is nice and straight because we did that on the table saw and on the miter saw. Perfect. Now we have our 2 traced lines and we're going to cut these out first with a Forstner bit and then we'll do the rest with a bandsaw, but you can also use a jigsaw. I am using a ½ an inch Forstner bit and I'm lining it up perfectly, really taking my time to make sure that I get it right because you only get one shot really. Okay. Looks good. That was spot on. Look at that. It's always nice when it works out perfectly. And then we'll do the same thing with the other one.
And now we have 2 perfect holes, and all we have to do now is cut the rest out over on the bandsaw. And you could probably use a table saw to do this as well. I am using the fence on my bandsaw to get a nice straight edge. But here's the thing, you really have to be careful because as you can see here, I made an error. My line is going just a bit further out than what I wanted it to. It really should have been lined up right where the hole was. But that can happen. I'll sand it away, but it probably will mean that mine is going to be a little bit too thick now. And this one is so much better, and that's what you actually want it to look like. I am taking it over to the sander and just giving it a quick sand on all the sides. And then I also did sand the inside part, but I forgot to film it. So definitely go ahead and do that too. And then what we want to do is we want to add a hole for where the charger is going to go. I want it to be exactly in the middle and taking my time because you just get one shot and I'm just using that Forstner bit again. For the finish, I decided to use a preconditioner and then I applied a white gel stain and I allowed it to dry fully before using. And just like that, this project was done. It was quick and easy and the end result is not only stunning, but it's also very functional. It's easy to personalize it by using different woods or perhaps routing out some fun shapes. How would you personalize yours? Thank you so much for watching and I will see you soon in the next wood story.